Welcome. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
I like to start from the beginning with everybody, bro. And I'm curious myself. When were you born and where were you born?
All right. I was born in 2002. And man, I actually asked my family about this the other day.
Yeah.
My mom said I was born in like Van Nuys, like LA County,
Mm-hmm.
and then my pop said I was born in like kind of like around that area too. But I don't know. But like I know LA County, so
Okay,
Van
well.
Nuys area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then where'd you grow up at?
Then I kind of just moved or whatever when I was younger, and then we moved over to San Diego.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
What were you introduced to as far as music?
Man, I just remember like my pops always playing music and stuff like around the house, doing whatever, and he would always play like a lot of like old school kind of stuff, and he had a band back then or whatever, and yeah, dog, they would just play for hours and stuff and just play band practice and stuff. And
What were
then,
they playing?
My pops did like a lot of different things. He had a rapper pull up one time. He did some rock. Like he was a bass player, so he kind of just did. He was in a lot of bands and stuff.
That's what's up.
But yeah, and I just remember messing around on one of those things, like on like an iPad or whatever back then, making beats and stuff, and then it just kind of went up from there.
How old were you when you made your first beat?
Sheesh. Messing around, probably like 12.
Yeah. What was that shit sounding like?
13. Not it.
Nah, but what was
Not
like?
it.
What were you trying to sound like?
Probably like I liked a lot of East Coast stuff, so probably like some East Coast stuff back then. I don't know, West Coast, East Coast, just whatever I could try and make using loops though.
How you describe your style right now?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm me, yo. I feel like I listen to a lot of old stuff, and a lot of people like new stuff. So I try to like mix that in wherever I can.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up. What you be listening to?
Man, I listen to a lot of things. Recently, I've been on like a lot of like James Brown, like old James Brown. I listen to a lot of Rick James. I listen to a lot of things like Willie Hutch. But then I listen to like, I listen to some singing stuff. I listen to a lot of classical music too sometimes.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of things,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You're definitely one of my favorite producers, bro. You're like legendary in my book for sure. Just gonna throw that out there. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So you said you grew up in San Diego. Who raised you primarily?
I'm gonna say, well, my mom, and I live with my pops too, so they're split up, whatever, so I'm back and forth.
Okay.
But, me and my pops used to kind of get into it back then or whatever, so I used to be with my mom's, and then, stuff happened, and, just bouncing back and forth with my pops, but now we're all good, though, so kind of both of them or whatever.
What's like one of the first things you learned from watching them growing up?
Something I learned from them while I was growing up. Man. It's kind of like both worlds, Like my mom's is more, my pops is more outgoing, more party, more kind of like networking, more social. And my mom's more like quiet, more kind of distant, more low key. So I feel like I got the best of both worlds from both of them. You feel me? From both of them. Yeah. So.
You understand like both of those aspects.
Yeah. For sure.
You like being outside, or you prefer to be?
Oh man, recently I've been kind of forced to come out more. Like I don't know. I was more inside, practicing piano and practicing beats and really just trying to, perfect my craft and just do that type of stuff before I like stepped outside. So now I've been feeling kind of comfortable, like playing in front of people and then showing people beats and kind of doing more things. So.
You play instruments too?
I just try to do what I can on the keys, But I picked up a guitar recently.
Okay, that's dope.
Just throwing it in beats whenever I can,
That's hard, bro.
Yeah.
Who inspires you, like as far as producers?
Damn. Man, there's a lot. Dr. Dre for sure. I look up to Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
DJ Khalil, which is, with Dr. Dre a lot. DJ Quick, Battle Cat. A lot of people. Cricket from San Diego, Issei Ono, a lot of
for sure.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you were born out here and then you moved to San Diego. You know why you were born out this way? Like you got more family over here?
Nah, I think that's just where they were. You know, I think they were just both working jobs out here. They met out here, or not out here, but you know, in Van Nuys area. And then yeah.
What about other family? You got like grandparents, aunts, uncles. Like, where they be at?
I think my grandma, she lived in LA for a minute too. Yeah.
For sure.
My grandpa, he's in San Diego. Yeah, I just got family scattered, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mostly in San Diego though.
For sure.
Yeah.
What you smoke weed?
I used to back then, but I've been pretty sober for like the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, you know, every once in a while, but very, very rarely, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. You feel like having that clear mind helps you with your craft? Or with your business?
I feel like it just helps me with everything, you know? I mean, I feel like it could help out a lot of people.
I agree, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. What about siblings? Do you have any siblings? Or grow up with any?
Yeah, I got a twin brother.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I got a twin brother.
Y'all look alike?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
His hair like crazier than mine though.
Nah.
Yeah, bro's a mechanic. Tap in with him.
That's what's up.
Yeah, bro.
You guys close?
Yeah, we're hella close. Yeah, he listens to a lot of East Coast stuff. Like, I'm big on the West Coast music. He's big on the East Coast music. So I listen to, like, Dre, Battle Cat, Quick. He's all up into, like, Nas, Group Home, Big L kind of thing, you know, just, yeah.
You feel like, as a twin, you just, like, kind of have a deeper understanding of each other? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know what that's like, but, like,
a lot of
that's
people
gotta
say
be crazy.
Like, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true, you know, like we had that twin thing. Like sometimes we'll be in a room just playing the game or cracking jokes, and it's like we already know what we're gonna say. We just be cracking up. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's true.
So when did you start like really getting into making music, and like what was that like for you? Why did you decide to do that? Tell me about that whole experience.
Why did I get into making music? I don't know. I just I don't know why I really got into it. It's just something, you know, without music, I don't know where I'd be right now, you know what I'm saying? So I know it really helped my life, you know, just like helped me to be where I'm at right now. But what got me into it originally, like probably just hearing it and like just wanting to do it. I don't know.
Would you try to like deconstruct beats and like remake them, or like how did you get good at making beats?
Really just listening to music. A lot of producers that I know, you know, or that tap in, even like little homies to like people my age and older, like a lot of people nowadays don't listen to music, yo. Like they don't listen to like if they like Dr. Dre type beats, right? That's what they like. Like they got to figure out where Dr. Dre got his inspiration from, who he got his like samples from, like Curtis Mayfield and Confunction and all these old like Zapp and Roger or whatever, kind of like old bands or whatever, and then just kind of dig into that. I would say just like listen to music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So like when you were discovering these artists, you would like go through the whole catalog, or how would you find out who their inspirations were? How would you
man, interviews, kind of like who sampled, you know, like looking at what they sampled on the internet, you know, if they're like really popping, it'll kind of show you where they got their samples from. So I'll look at that. I'll look at a whole album and kind of just, you know, if I like that sample, I'll kind of dig through the album and see if anything else is cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so what about like as far as work ethic, or like how many beats do you think you had to make to like you start really getting cold?
Man, I can't even count that high. It's not even like it's more of like an experience thing, you know, like you have to kind of just keep doing it and keep doing it, you know. It's not like a number of how much beats. It's like,
right. I'm sure it's different for everybody, right?
Yeah, true. Well, for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it's more of like you kind of just keep doing it and figure out like if you like other songs and why those songs sound good, like kind of put that into your own beat, if that makes sense, and figure out why their shit's hot and why my shit is sounding thin, paper thin, you know? Kind of just
like adding more layers to it.
Yeah, and just figuring out like why their shit sounds good in mine, you know? As a new producer.
Why do you think?
Melodies, drums, mixing is really big, you know, and especially if you're trying to get an old school sound, you know how they did it back then is on tapes and like used real like rack gear. Like I don't know if you know you've been in the studio before, you see all these like really crazy nerd kind of compressors and all these crazy just rat gears. Like, you know, that's what they used back in the days. And if you kind of mix with it and use a computer version, you know, your stuff might sound a little bit more beefy compared to not using it. You know what I'm saying? Like mixing, yeah.
What? How many beats you think you made?
In what?
In your life?
Good ones or like
Total?
Probably like 1,000.
Yeah?
Probably like under 1,000.
Really? But how many years you been making beats?
I'm gonna count it since when I had like my first like old Mac Mini, you know, that I did everything on. Shit. Probably like making beats for fun, you know, and everything. Probably like 7 years.
Yeah. And how old are you again?
22.
Okay.
So I was like 15.
Yeah.
14. Like messing around since I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
But
when did you start getting artists on the beats? How did that happen?
Man, I kind of just took it more serious, you know, and being local was cool, but I kind of just branched out and stopped being, you know, a damn Black Widow, bro, and hiding in the corner. Like, I just started going outside and talking to more people and networking and kind of just meeting people and, you know, getting out there or whatever.
How'd you get, like, those first artists on there? You sent out emails or you hit them up on IG or what? Or they found you?
Some of them tap in, but nah, like real talk, like if you want to land like a placement, like either find the middleman, like a manager or someone who's connected with them, or just hit them up on email, bro. I've sent so much emails in my old email, I had to make a new one. Like I sent so much emails full of beats to everybody, just again, kind of like digging and using like Instagram and figuring out, all right, I like this rapper, I want to get some into him, so let's figure out who his manager is, let's figure out who his, you know, whoever is, so I can kind of just get this to him in a way, you know.
You got to make it happen, basically.
Yeah.
If you really want it to
just
happen.
Do your research, bro, you know.
What you mean by that?
Just figure out who they're connected with and kind of send it to them and keep on just sending out emails and stuff and just looking, you know.
Keep trying to, like, find that networking opportunity.
Just keep it pushing, yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
You sending out the same beats to everybody, or you making beats for each person that you send them to?
Damn. I have done that a couple of times, but usually I try not to send out the same beats. Usually how I do it is I'll, like let's say I'll work with like a certain artist, I'll try and make them a beat, you know, not pull from the vault, I'll try and make them something new from scratch, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have to deal with that, oh, I send this out to him, I kind of make something new for the dude or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But I have done that before for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what about specifically when you first started doing it? Were you...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're making beats for each of those people you send them to?
Yeah, that, and I would just send out emails. Like, if I had, like, a hot, like, kind of, like, 4 or 5 beats, I would kind of just shoot them out, and be like, you know, I sent these out, so if anything gets used, I'll let you know. I'll say that in email. So just, you know.
Right, you want to communicate the intent. Like,
it ain't just strictly to you, bro. Yeah. It's, you know, if you like one, holler at me. But if you don't, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That sounds important. So, where's your name come from? Your producer name come from?
Man, I guess kind of just messing around back then.
That's just hard.
Yeah, well, I used to, you know, everyone sins or whatever. You know, I used to sin, but I wanted to put that in my name somehow. You know, and so what I do, I make slaps. You know, and every single time I would I guess sin, I would hang around with like, you know, with these wrong people or do these wrong kind of things, you know. I would make a slap about it after, kind of like painting a picture, like, all right, I did this, now I'm gonna go make a beat about it. You know what I'm saying? So.
You ever rap?
I've rapped, kind of. You know, not really, but I've written before. I think writing's a really good outlet, even to people who don't rap. You know, just getting it off your chest. Feel me?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You got kids?
Hell no.
Nah.
Hell no.
You want kids?
Not anytime soon, dog.
Yeah.
No, hell no.
All right, so let's say, like, way in the future, your future kid, what's the most important lesson that you would want to teach them?
Probably drive. Like, if you get knocked over, you have to learn how to pick yourself up, kind of thing.
For sure.
Next to that is probably patience. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a hothead. Don't mess up your life over something really small and be pissed off about it later. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Patience is a big one.
Definitely. You think those things are important to you?
Yeah, driving patience for sure.
I think that's super important. And I like that you mentioned that. I haven't really had any. I had people kind of say stuff like that, but the way you said it, that those are things I feel like you really have to model. That's how you teach a kid to understand those things. Is they got to see you do it. Yeah.
You know, whenever you get mad about someone, don't crash out and go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just figure it out. You know.
Yeah. You could say that shit, but like to do it, that's different.
Whole other thing. Yeah, for
real. What you ever been in love before?
I got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. What you think that's worth it? Like, you got to be vulnerable. No, you know what I'm saying? To like.
Vulnerable. I don't know. Everyone loves a different way, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard stories from older homies that, you know, that they would do it this way, and homies that they do it this way, and you know, looking out for my pops, and I don't know, just everyone does it different, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there's not really a certain way to do it. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. You know what I'm saying? But to be vulnerable, it just depends how, you know, and what, you know. But
yeah,
I ain't.
I mean, I feel like you got to be open emotionally, is what I mean by that. You know what I'm saying? To be in love with a person in a relationship, no. No, maybe not, is what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It just depends. Like,
yeah,
it's all scenario based.
It's what works for you.
Yeah, it's all scenario based. Like, I'm not crazy, like, you know, whatever. But,
I mean, you don't have to be like crazy emotional or anything like that.
For sure,
you have to communicate sometimes through things that are not easy to communicate through.
Yeah, for sure, communication is hella important on both sides. You know, communication and just communication is big.
Yeah, it's big for sure.
Yeah.
Not just in romantic relationships too, but like in business relationships and every relationship, like communication is really important.
Yeah, for sure.
What you ever had a regular job?
Yeah, I just got done working a regular job.
Yeah.
I worked there for like 3 years, yo. I worked man, no cap, I worked as a janitor at a warehouse. I was a dishwasher. I did a lot of things.
Yeah. So let's say I'm 18 years old. I just got out of high school. I want to be a producer. I want to do what you do. Like, what's my first step?
I would try and find someone through Instagram or through a homie. You know, find someone who does it that like, like, is kind of almost there or like doing it. You know, so you have someone to kind of bounce ideas off of and stuff. You know, like. Doing it by yourself solely, like, it's tough, you know, to say, like, oh, I did it by myself, like, it's true, but, like, kind of have that influence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Figure out what gear to get, why you want that gear, you know, and what plugins to get, you know. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
What, you ever collab with other producers? You like to do that, or you usually work solo?
Man. Usually I like being solo, but, you know, I've collabed a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out A-Rod's little producer I collab with all the time on things. Bounce off ideas off of or whatever.
Are you open to collaborating with more producers, or is this not something you're interested in?
It just depends, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even, like, hating on other producers. I just like the way, like...
You got a sound.
Yeah, I just really like the way I do things when they're done right and, like, really, like, picky over things, you know, like, on a beat.
You spend a lot of time making a beat? Yeah,
like, I feel like I do. You know, I've seen producers cook up a beat in 5 minutes. Sometimes when I'm an artist, I'm kind of faster because, you know, the pressure. But when I'm at home, like...
You take your time.
Yeah, for sure. I'm at the studio, yeah. For sure.
Outside of, like, any type of numbers you done or anything like that, what do you think is your best song and your favorite song that you produced?
That I produced?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I'm talking about the song as a whole, not just the beat by itself, though.
Favorite song I produced.
It could be the same song, or it could be two different songs. Your favorite and the best.
I like the one "Play Ball" by Drex. I think that's a dope
hard.
beat. I think he killed it. The one I produced. I think the other "Play Ball" with F Nasty is good too. The OC to SGV.
That's crazy.
That's a good one too. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I haven't really produced a whole lot to say like this is my favorite one or whatever.
What artists? What are your favorite artists to work with?
I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of artists that I work with, but honestly, like for real, I'm kind of picky with that too. Yeah. Just the people who I produce for, Rowdy, Drex, F Nasty. I've done stuff with Lil Grifo, Jojo Too Faded, people from San Diego, people from LA, people from Orange County.
I'm sure that you're gonna be working with a lot more people, bro. Your shit is viral.
Appreciate it.
What do you think most producers could improve?
Damn, that's a good one. Probably just listening to more music, and figuring out like where it came from, and kind of just like implementing little things that other songs and having it and putting it in your own. Not sampling, but in like interpolating. I forget the word, something like that. Kind of just figuring out what worked for them, Yeah. Not necessarily biting and copying and pasting, but kind of just, I like this little thing.
What do you think is the difference between a good beat and like an amazing beat?
Damn. I think a good beat, man, that's a tough one. A good beat and an amazing beat.
Yeah, like something that's like crazy and something that's like, yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the way you're talking about analyzing music, when you bring it up, I think about like a hit, like something that like this shit's crazy.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
What makes it like so good? And then you're talking about like dissecting it down layer by layer to figure out like what made it like that. So like, I know it's hard. It's probably hard to put into words, but like, what are most beats missing? You know what I'm
saying? I feel like some of the best songs, honestly. All right, you said what made a good beat or a good song?
No, what's the difference between a good beat and a great beat?
Oh yeah, a good beat and a great beat. I feel like a great beat has like kind of like not a message, but a topic. You know what I'm saying? Like a topic behind it. And like you're making this beat and you kind of not hear the vocals behind it, but it has like you kind of hear it already. You know what I'm saying? Versus just throwing a bunch of stuff together and hoping it sounds good. Like when I make a beat, sometimes I'll throw up like a picture and kind of look at it and like make a beat around it. You know what I'm saying? Or when I got my name, I would hang out with these people, do some stuff, and kind of make a beat around it. Like the beat would kind of have like a topic, like the vibe.
Yeah, it's got like a feeling, like an intent.
Kind of got like intent, like make it around something.
Yeah, and then you could probably hear like who so-and-so would sound hard on this.
Yeah, type of thing.
Where do you think most rappers could get better?
Damn. Shit. Probably taking their time on things, I don't know. I've seen a lot of rappers just throw stuff out and, they lay a verse in 5 minutes and post it the next day kind of thing or whatever. Like, that works too, but I don't know. I feel like if they kind of like the intent thing, like throw a hook on there, throw something that like keep it all kind of together. Like if your topic is about something, kind of stick to it, get like a topic in there, write with, intent. Don't just say random things all the time. But definitely. That works too though, so what do I know?
What about you? What do you think you could improve personally as an artist?
Me personally, damn. Shit. As a producer?
Yeah, as a producer overall, like not just necessarily on the music side. It could be like the business, networking side, like, but just like overall, what do you think you could be better at?
I think I need to kind of produce different styles a little more. I'm super kind of like enclosed in what I produce.
Yeah.
You know, some people say, you know, like I really like G-Funk. I really like West Coast stuff. You know, I've done East Coast. I've done, you know, I've done some rock stuff. I've done a lot of classical things, but kind of just do more genres and more styles. I feel like that helped me a lot. And,
what would you want to jump into first?
man, I'm really trying to do, I like singing, you know. I'd really be down on locking with like a female singer and kind of just do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
Like some R&B? Or?
Yeah, some R&B or just like a ballad, like some singing stuff. But yeah, R&B too. Yeah, just, yeah.
That'd be hard. I might send someone
stuff
your
like
way.
that, you know.
For sure. What do you think is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Damn, you hit me with the crazy ones.
Take a second.
Best advice I ever received. Damn. Damn. Probably, honestly, to keep it pushing. And not just like, you know, with whatever, like just with everything. Keep it pushing. Like if you take an L on something, it's okay. Keep it pushing. Do it again. Figure out where you took your L at and you know, do it again. Like just keep it pushing with everything. Keep it pushing with the beats. If a rapper doesn't like your beat, whatever, you know what I'm saying, figure it out. Make another beat, send it to a different rapper, make another beat for that same rapper, you know, kind of just always keep it pushing. I don't know.
Figure that shit out.
Yeah, just figure it out.
Learn from your mistakes.
Like wiggle, bro, you know, just
got
move.
to.
Yeah.
I think that's all you gotta do.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What do you want to accomplish in life? What's your biggest goal?
I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I haven't really got there yet, honestly.
I mean, you're doing it.
Huh?
You're doing it, bro.
I'm trying, you know. I'm just trying.
You're hustling towards what you want.
Yeah, but probably just to give something, like, probably to give, like, I don't know, build something for, like, people who are, like, going through the struggle or something. Like, I don't know how, but giving away money is cool, or buying someone a house, but I don't know, just doing something that'll help out, like, a community in need, you know, or a different country or something.
Like starting a charity or something like that.
Something, but, like, actually doing it, you know.
That'd be hard.
One day.
Like producers for whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just to give, but, like, actually do it. You know, there's a lot of sketchy kind of things, but you can actually put out the work and give to people who would use it and need it, you know.
Oh, yeah, that'd be dope.
Something like that.
What's the biggest lesson you learned from being in the music industry?
Shit. Man, it's a cold game, bro. It's a cold game. You're gonna get burned, especially as a producer, you know.
For sure.
I got my beats stolen a million times, bro. But that's just part of it, you know. You're gonna get burned.
You gotta learn from it, right?
Yeah, but it's good. You know, I told this new producer the other day, like, who just got their beat stolen or whatever. I'm like, if people are really doing all the work to steal your beat, that means that they like your
hard.
stuff. Yeah. I'm like, welcome to the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So you're gonna get burned.
Yeah, that's real. For sure. If you could go back and give yourself advice at, say, like 18 years old, what would it be?
Honestly, I don't know. Because where I was at 18, like, I feel like I needed to be there. You feel me? I don't know.
Just keep going.
Yeah, probably just try and just have more fun, you know, not take everything all serious and kind of just go out of your bubble a little more. But I don't know, if I could restart, I probably wouldn't change nothing because it led me to where I'm here. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Right now. Yeah.
You got a message for the youth out there?
Yeah. Like, I know it sounds kind of corny, but keep it G. Like, whatever you're trying to do, you know what I'm saying? It's hella possible, you know? Like, as long as you work towards something.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you have, like, a goal, you work towards it. Like, my brother back then, he wasn't a mechanic when he was 18, you know? But he kind of just kept learning and looking up and research and kind of doing what I'm doing with the beats. You know, I was researching a lot of things and digging and figuring out stuff, talking to people, and you know, now I'm kind of trying to produce, and he's kind of a mechanic. You know, like you can be something, just work towards it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Just try. Yeah.
What are you interested in any other types of like business outside of music, or is just that's what all you want to do? I mean, you kind of mentioned you'd be interested in like nonprofit.
Well, I work at a nonprofit right now and stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah, I work at a nonprofit that helps out like kind of like at-risk youth and stuff.
That's dope.
And
what do you do over there?
So it's called David's Heart. You know, we're in San Diego, and they go inside juvies and they work with like, you know, some kind of like homeless shelter situation for kids and high school kids and kind of everything. And we literally make beats with them and chop it up and like kind of like mentor them and you know, yeah, that kind of thing.
That's really dope.
And that's where I was at when I was 17, 18. So that's how they kind of met me. And now I'm a part of the team, kind of giving back, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were at that age, they had that same program? Like you were exposed to making beats through there too?
I was a student there originally at the program, and then a couple of years later, you know what I'm saying, I had to mature. I had to just kind of like practice what I preach, you know, when it comes to being sober and being patient and doing all these things that led me to honestly kind of just work there, you know, and give back, you know.
Yeah, that's super dope.
Or try to, yeah.
What as an artist, you think it's important to invest in yourself?
Yeah, for sure.
What's some ways, like as a producer, you could invest in yourself?
Well, I have a distinct sound, you know, so me buying a Moog, which is like, you know, I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like a synthesizer. It's just like, you know, just for sounds and stuff, or buying a talk box, that's for me. But for another producer, buying plugins, you know, every producer out there knows the Omnis series, that's a really good plugin. Getting, just doing the research on what other producers kind of use for sounds and buying it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, not rocking with the stock sounds.
You might have to like really hustle to get your bag up to do it right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but and it's also just saving up, you know, don't blow a bag on just, you know, weed and clothes and you know what I'm saying?
You think it's important to save money?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I could be living a different life right now, but I literally choose to save, like, for real. Like, I'm probably gonna start doing like a little Roth IRA, or like high yield savings, like something, you know, instead of just blowing it. Yeah, because I could blow it on some dope music gear, little rims, but you know what I'm saying, save it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta put a portion away.
Yeah, that's just important.
An investment account would be ideal.
Yeah, that's the move, bro.
What you pour in the bowl first, the cereal or the milk?
The cereal?
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Bro. Okay, yeah. That's funny.
What you got a favorite food?
Damn. I like carne asada fries. Those are pretty good. Down in San Diego though.
At the right spot, they be smacking.
Yeah, at the right spot. You know what I'm saying?
What how far are you going to school?
I graduated.
Yeah.
A little late, but you know what I'm saying? Better late than never.
You think that's important? Like to graduate high school and shit?
On paper, yeah. I don't know anything that I learned in high school, honestly, from now. But like on paper, to get a job and to do things and having a high school degree or whatever is important for sure. Graduating.
That makes sense. What have you ever gone through depression?
Depression?
Yeah.
Nah. You know, things have happened and I've for sure gone through some crazy things. But like to be depressed about it, like, you know, there's like you can be sad about something, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like to be depressed is like a constant kind of thing. Right. You know, which like you can be there, but just, you know, dig yourself up out of there too, you know? Yeah, but everyone got a different life, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some crazy things that happen to some people where I'll be like, damn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunate shit, yeah.
What advice do you have for someone who's maybe like going through a hard time like that?
I don't know. That's a
what got you through those times?
God, you know what I'm saying? Like just reading the Bible, and kind of doing or trying to do what it says. Just not learning from people who do like crazy ass things. Like if you want to do something, kind of just figure out the people who do it, and you know, have good influences around you.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Who you surround yourself with is big.
Yeah, that's hella important. So,
were you raised believing in God, or is that something that you learned later in life?
I mean, it was there, but not like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Was there like a turning point for you? What was that like? Or?
Yeah, honestly, when I was locked up in juvenile hall, you know what I'm saying, and doing some dumb stuff, kind of just surrounding myself by a bunch of dumb things and dumb people. I was like, damn, being here ain't the move, you know. So it kind of showed me where I, do want to be versus don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, it worked.
Was there any like guidance or curriculum as far as religion while you were there, or you just picked up the Bible and started reading it?
Nah, I just picked up a Bible, dog. You know, they hand them out, but no one wants to read them, so
yeah. You just started reading it.
Yeah, honestly, that's the game right there.
Well, was there like a favorite part that stood out to you, or you read that whole thing? Or like
no, I didn't read the whole thing. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But probably Proverbs. Like if I'm going through something like real talk, I'll look at Proverbs. You know,
for sure.
If anyone knows what that is, but like it just gives out a lot of game, like real talk. You
no,
know?
It does.
Yeah. So.
It does for sure. You still be reading the Bible?
Yeah. I need to do it more though. You know.
Me too.
Yeah, it's important though.
Definitely. Especially if you don't want to, you got to.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna actually speak to you.
Yeah, for sure. Brings you closer.
That's pretty much all I got, bro. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything up and coming? What are you excited for in the future?
Man, I'm just trying to get out and do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to it, bro. You know. Yeah, honestly, that's about it.
Hell yeah. Well, you're doing it, bro. I'm excited to see what you do.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Sinslap, thank you for coming through. Appreciate it.
So.
Shit. I think that's a good one.
You think?
Yeah.
Let me see.